Joseph Daniel Bates. Well, I'm from Iowa. I was born on a farm in Iowa, Guthrie Center, Iowa, which is about 52 miles west of Des Moines. I got out of high school when I was 17 years old in the midst of the Depression. And one of my friends says, let's join the Navy. I joined the Navy on June the 15th after graduating from the high school in January. When you join the Navy, they give you a bunch of tests, aptitude tests and whatnot. And I had thought that I'd like to go to the Naval Academy because they select certain people out of the service listed for it to go to the Naval Academy. Well, in those days, you had to have 20/20 vision to get in the Naval Academy, and I couldn't pass that. The teacher, I was on the USS Dobbin at the time, and he gave me classes to pass my entrance exams and whatnot, but he said, well, what do you want to do now? And he was also the chief radio officer, so I said, well, I guess be a radioman. When I was on the Honolulu, that guy came aboard, the man that did that. And we were instructed to give him a position and a radio set that he could tune in with and leave him alone. I was, well, as a radioman, I was on watch on this USS Henderson transport. And I was the one on watch. I was first class radioman. For the radio that I was on watch on, and it said, there's an air raid on Pearl, this is no drill. And it repeated. And I had the supervisor from the radio on watch. I yelled at him, and he came and took it and went to the bridge with it. Nothing happened for a while because I got relieved. It was breakfast time. And after breakfast, you have what they call quarters, where everybody lines up in their assigned position, and they take muster and let everybody's ear and make any announcements and all that. We were below deck, my place. I mean, everybody chatters and yak, and then captain came on the loudspeaker and made the announcement that we had been attacked on Pearl Harbor. And it was funny because after he said that, it was just dead silence. There was probably 400 men. I don't know how many, just went dead silent for about probably 15 or 20 or 30 seconds. But it was so different from what happened before because everybody, of course, were at war. The day they struck Sunday, it so happened that all the fleet was in, but except the carriers. The carriers were at sea, and they were looking for had reports of a attack force somewhere south of us, and they were out looking for them. And that saved our life. Because we saved those carriers, we were able to mount an attack and crippled the Japanese fleet at Midway in later years and later days, and that got us on our way to victory. That moment of silence, that really impressed me. All those people just all at once heard that kind of news, and that's what you do when you hear that kind of news. I had a very strange career. I was in the Navy when the war started, and I went all through the war without hearing a shot fired at anger. In England, we talked with the British sailors and whatnot, and boy, one of the sailors we talked to he was adamant about hating Hitler. We didn't really didn't know who Hitler. We knew he was a Chancellor of Germany, but we didn't necessarily hate him until we found out from what he did during the war in the prison camps and those kind of things, what kind of a guy he really was. I didn't learn about him till after the war, probably when it was come out in the newspapers. I had no inside information on that. I didn't know about it until after it came out. Well, I stayed in the Navy because I was regular Navy. I had so much sea duty that I was eligible for shore duty. I was the chief radioman at the naval station at San Francisco for 3 years. Well, it's kind of relates to the times right now. In fact, their day's dues. We were so utterly unprepared. And I just hear on the news today that they want to reduce the armed forces. Perhaps you heard it. And every war we got into, we were sitting there, sitting ducks, unprepared. World War One, World War Two, even between World War Two and the Korean War, we dismantled our military. So we always had to start from behind. And that's the way it is. I would say be prepared, like Boy Scouts, because we have terrorists who have the guts to come into our country and blow up our city, our buildings, and they are going to stop at nothing. That's something you should think about, what you're facing there. We're up against a force that doesn't fight our kind of war, and they aren't going to quit. So I would say you better look out for trouble. It's coming.